Hey everybody, I'm Todd and this is Sweet Tea Guitars. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and welcome to my life. Alright you guys, so yesterday I released episode 16 of the Dark Corner giveaway build. We're almost done with this guitar. I am so happy with the results, you guys. I cannot wait to give this thing away. So we've got a few things left I want to get done. I ordered a bunch of solid nut blanks from Tone Ninja. That is the kind of nut material that WD Music sells. That's their answer to the Tusk nut. That's the kind of nut I'm going to use on this build. I may need to put one more coat of oil on this neck. As you can see, it's beautiful, but I think it could deal with one more coat of oil on it. We need to get the strap buttons drilled in the body. That is one thing that we can absolutely do. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get a coat of oil wiped on this headstock so it can be curing. And what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and just steel wool this whole neck, and we'll wipe a thin coat on the whole back of the neck. But you guys can see that Padauk has turned just a beautiful shade. It's got some black in it even. It's beautiful. I mean, I can't believe how dark it's turned. And it just really looks nice and lush at this point. The Osmo does such a great job, you guys. I had to sand on the side of this neck to get it to fit in the neck pocket after I finished the body. So I need to wipe some oil on this area anyway. And before I do that, let's go over this with some 360 grit sandpaper and get that all smoothed out. I appreciate you guys commenting on this build. You guys are just making me feel so awesome, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I really love it. I do. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and sharing my journey. When I first started this, you guys, I didn't have any idea that it would turn out to be this fulfilling. But it has absolutely turned out to be just a miraculous story in my life, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share it with you guys. I really am. I've got some quadruple aught steel wool right here, and I'm just going to run over this, only the back of this neck. Now the reason I'm doing this is so I can get a nice bond to this coat that's already on there, but I'm not going to mess with the fretboard. Well, let's wipe all this down real good. I'm going to start down here where I know I've got some dry spots that I really need to make sure I get the oil nice and applied. Then we'll let this sit for a few minutes, 15 minutes probably. All right, you guys, I'm back. Let's wipe this neck down and get these strap buttons installed. Make sure I don't leave any streaks or anything, and we're going to buff this thing back anyway once this oil cures. And there's our body, you guys. How beautiful. I've got a new tool for this. I ordered a new protractor, and I've already got an Incra, and these are pretty much the same thing. The thing I like about the Crimson, it's in metric. So it will be my go-to protractor from now on. All right, so let's mark out the center between these two white lines here. 42.5 millimeters, white line to white line. Make myself a really light, faint mark. I don't want to get it to where I can't, you know, rub it off there. Now I want to find the center of this about right there. Now I want to take my awl and let's mark that spot. Get our drill and let's measure the diameter of these strap button screws. I've got Clusen California Custom strap buttons to go on this thing. They're really cool. I like these. I've got about 10 sets of these. Looks like they're 3 millimeters on the outside of the thread, 2.5 millimeters on the inside of the thread. So we want a 2.5 millimeter drill bit. Just so happens I've got a 2.5 millimeter brad point in those little Chinese bits I ordered that have turned out to be really nice drill bits. There they are. These were like $2, $3 a piece or something like that. They weren't expensive. And I'll go ahead and install this one. I'm going to grab my Phillips head. Yeah, that feels like the perfect size hole. It's going in easy, but I can feel it really getting a bite. And there's our strap button installed. Got our other strap button right here. There we go. I've got oil wiped on the headstock and the rest of the neck for that matter, with the exception of the fretboard. We're going to let that hang overnight, get it cured. As it stands right now, when I came down here, I checked my subscriber count. I'm at 850. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm still chasing that 1,000 number. And I feel certain I'm going to get there. I'm here on YouTube at this point, you guys. I'm a YouTuber. You know, I never thought in my life I would be a content creator. But here I am, here you guys are. And I love this. I absolutely love making the videos. I love building guitars, so I'm taking my passion for two different things that I absolutely love doing and combining those two into what has become a magical journey. I love this, and thank you guys so much for being a part of it. I can't say that enough, and I'll probably say it in every video from now to the end of time. I'm amazed by it, you guys. I really am. So thank you so much for being willing to share in this journey with me. I really appreciate it. I will include a nut blank. If you decide you want to make your own nut from this, I'll include a bone nut blank in the case for this guitar, just in case you don't like graphite or whatever. But let's get this nut installed. I'm just going to put a couple of little drops of super glue on here so you can pop this loose if you need to. And let's get some strings put on this thing. Let's get the neck mounted back to the body first of all. If you guys will remember, I got a really nice tight neck fit. I ended up replacing the threaded metal inserts in the back of the neck with carbon steel M6 fine thread threaded metal inserts. I replaced the bolts with M6 countersunk fine thread screws with a black metal ferrule in there. And I deepened the recesses where these ferrules are too, to drop those below the surface slightly so you didn't get any interference when you up here in the upper register of the neck. I've got a set of D'Addario Pro Steel XL strings right here. We're going to string this guitar up. These are the strings that it will leave the shop with. I like D'Addario strings. My favorite strings are DR, but I'm waiting on some to get here, but I like D'Addarios too, so no problem. And this is a 1046 set that I'm putting on this guitar. I hope whoever gets it's cool with that. If not, feel free to change it. I like a 10 on a fixed bridge guitar myself, but that's just me, you know. All right, we won't worry about tuning it up right now. I'm just doing this so I can check alignment and make sure my two strings are aligned like they need to be. I wanted to get a nice setup on it before it gets out of here, you know. And I also want to check my string height at the nut and at the bridge end. And we'll need to adjust all that. A setup, you know what I'm saying. All right, you guys, I am like beyond ecstatic about this. I really am. It is time to hear what this guitar is going to sound like. Before we do that though, I want to take you guys through and let you know the woods that I used on this guitar, all about the electronics, all the hardware. It is April the 30th today. So tomorrow morning, The name of the winner will be drawn from the box. I will notify them via email if I can find their email address. Most people have an email attached to their YouTube account that I can see. If it happens to be one of you guys who has a private account, I've gotten a bunch of emails from people who think their account is set to private. We'll figure it out. I want to let you guys know right up front that I intend to be 100% fair about this. I made no distinction in the beginning that this was only limited to the US. 89% of my subscribers are in the US anyway, but I did not make a distinction up front about shipping it to another country. If it winds up happening that way, and I wind up drawing a name from somebody in Australia or New Zealand or England or Germany or wherever, I'm going to ship it to you. No worries, I intend to be completely fair about this because I do not want the bad juju coming back on me if I cherry pick my subscriber list. And I'm not that guy anyway. I just wanted you guys to know that. Let's take a look at this thing now that it's all assembled and got strings on it and it's pretty much set up. This is the Dark Corner build, you guys. I have almost impressed myself with this thing. I love this guitar, but it's gonna make me feel better to give this guitar away than it would for me to keep it. I am super happy that I am at a point in my life that I can give this guitar to one of you guys. And I really hope a player wins this guitar. Or someone who's at least aspiring to be a player. So you guys have seen this build, but let's go through what I used on this thing. So these light wood pieces right here, those came from an 8/4 poplar board that I had here in the shop before I even decided what I was doing with this build. I think it turned out beautiful using that poplar. The centerpiece is canary, separated by some curly ash veneer. You guys will remember I did this inlay right here out of another piece of canary, also separated by a piece of curly ash around this repair that I did. Clusen string through ferrules in the back. Padute control cavity cover. I've got a fingernail notch cut in it. It's held in with magnets. It's shielded with easy slide graphite paint both under the cover and inside the cavity. Football style jack with a pure tone mono output jack in it. So I used really high quality products in this thing. Two Bourne's 250K potentiometers, one audio taper, one linear taper. The audio taper I use for the volume, the linear taper I use for the tone. We've got an Epiphone branded 3-way Les Paul style switch, all Gavitt cloth covered wire. I used Clusen California custom strap buttons. And I really love these strap buttons. They've got the head on these is a little bit larger than some strap buttons you see, and I like that. I think it's a little bit more secure than a standard strap button would be. Plus they look kind of cool. I can tell you right now the quality of the plating on the Clusen stuff is what really makes me like it. You know, I'm a fan of some offshoot companies, which brings me to these tuners. The company that makes these is called Geiger. I originally intended to use Clusen Fender style replacement tuners on this guitar, but I've got 3 or 4 sets of these Geigers right here. I've got them both in black and in chrome, and they're locking, which was an upgrade from what I was originally planning on using. And the plating on these things, once I got these into the shop here and I started looking at them, the plating on these things is great. These are really nice, high quality tuners. I think I originally said they're 19:1. They're actually 18:1 on the ratio. They're great tuners. I really love them. The bridge. I chose to go with a Godo modern 4 mounting hole style traditional Tele bridge on this guitar. When it comes to a Tele bridge, there's not many bridges that you can get that are better than a Godo. It is A grade, 100% stable quality products when you buy anything from Godo. So these are nice stainless steel, brushed stainless steel saddles. This a nice heavyweight base plate on this thing. I replaced the mounting screws that came with this bridge, and I went with the stainless mounting screws in this bridge. We've got vintage forge chrome knobs on this guitar. These are solid brass. And again, you know, I've got the metal tipped. That's not plastic. That's a metal tipped 3-way switch, Les Paul style. Now, one of the really cool things about this guitar, and I love this. This is a traditional Tele bridge pickup and a P90 in the neck. Both these pickups come in around 11.5 on the resistance, which usually indicates that it's a hot output pickup. These pickups were custom wound for this guitar by my buddy Bill Taylor out in Arizona. His pickup company is called Sonoran Custom Wound Pickups. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. Go check out his YouTube channel. It's Bill's Guitar Garage on YouTube. Bill custom wound these pickups for this guitar at my request. He found out I was doing a giveaway. He reached out to me and asked would I be into doing a collaboration with him on a set of pickups for this guitar, and why would I not? You know, that was a great, super generous, kind offer, and I absolutely took him up on it. We've got an African Kaya top on this thing, which is basically a subspecies of African mahogany, or another name for African mahogany, but most mahogany does not have that ribbon that's that defined in it. This thing turned out beautiful. This whole guitar has been finished with about 10 coats of Osmo hard wax oil satin finish. After I sealed this guitar with 2 or 3 coats of Osmo extra thin wood wax. So there's a nice heavy duty finish on this guitar. You can actually use Osmo on flooring. So this stuff's made to last, and it does not feel plastic at all. It feels silky and smooth and buttery. I love this thing. I love the shape. I love the bevels, and I think that really gave this guitar some dimension. So I'm really happy about it. All right, let's move on to the neck. This is ultimately it's a 3-piece neck with 2 pieces of veneer. So I guess you could call it a 5-piece neck. We've got 2 outside pieces of Padauk. The center of this neck is a piece of Bolivian rosewood, or what most people call Murado. Custom headstock design, Sweet Tea logo filled with bronze pearl and epoxy. And then we've got a Gonzalo Alves, or it's curly tiger wood is what it is. And there's some really beautiful curl in this thing. Custom 12th fret marker, brass tubing filled with a piece of rippled abalone. Almost famous glow-in-the-dark Lego lightsaber side dot markers. It turned out killer. They work really well. Surprisingly, they last a really long time. I've got somewhat of a D profile on this neck. You can't feel the flat on the back of it so much. It does round, but it rounds closer to the outside edges than what you would get with a V or even a C shape. More along the lines, not quite as thin and skinny, but of an Ibanez neck. So it feels really comfortable. I mean, your hand fits around it really nice. 43 millimeter nut width. We're at 56.5 millimeters at the heel end. I've got the neck joined to the body with carbon steel threaded metal inserts in the back of the neck with stainless M6 socket head bolts through the body, holding this neck on, and those are anodized aluminum countersunk ferrules. And as you can see, I recessed those down into the body. I did a ramp right here so it's a little bit more comfortable on the hand. You can see the bevels I carried over to the back to make that more comfortable. This is a heel adjust truss rod, so it's exposed right here at the bottom of the fretboard. I will include the adjustment pin in the case when this guitar ships out of here, as well as the little Allen wrench that came with the Godot Tele bridge. I did not want to ship this guitar in a gig bag, and I wouldn't put a custom made guitar in a gig bag anyway. It needs to be in a hard shell case. So whoever wins this guitar, you get a case with it as well. That pretty much covers it, you guys. I had a great time building this guitar. You guys have brought a new level of appreciation and passion into my life, and I can never thank you guys enough for that. I know a lot of you guys found me through Ben, and I would also like once again to take this opportunity to thank Ben Crow for all his help. I've had such a great time doing this and building this guitar, knowing the whole time that I was going to give it away. I am going to do another giveaway build, and I am going to do everything in my power to do the giveaway on January the 1st of 2023. If I can get it done by then. It is my full intention to give another guitar away before the next great guitar build off begins. Let me get my stuff set up, get the amp turned on, we'll film a demo. Tomorrow morning we draw the name, you guys. I'm so excited. I'll see you guys in just a minute. All right, you guys, I'm back. We're plugged in. I just want to take you through some of the tonal variations that we're going to be able to get with this guitar. We're in the lead position, so I'm on the bridge pickup. I'm playing through a Vault Fury 30 amp. I bought this amp because it was somewhat cheap, but it's feature rich. I'm actually pretty impressed with the tone of this amp. I mainly bought this amp for demos. I wanted to make sure I had an amp in the shop that would not break the bank so I can spend more money on tools. I've got this thing set to the JC Clean, which is a jazz chorus. So I'm just going to play some chords. We'll turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear it a little better. I love it. It sounds glassy and nice and thick. Anyway, so that's the lead position. Let's move up to the middle, and I'll play the same, I'll mess around in that same key, playing the same chords, just so you can hear the difference. You guys will have to overlook my playing. I haven't played guitar in a really long time. And the fact that I've been playing for 30 or 40 minutes before I started this video, my fingers are already kind of worn out. But that's all right. No excuses. Let's go to the neck position. you guys can kind of hear that deep, thick, rich tone. I love a P90 anyway. They're so beefy. So let's move up to some distortion. I'm going to go to the Tube Screamer channel. Nice. It's got everything you'd expect from a Tele single coil bridge pickup. It's nice and bright, killer string definition. Kudos to you, Bill. This pickup is super, super killer. I love it. Let's go to the middle position. And, you know, I'm just playing around with some chords, you guys. That's what most people want to hear. When I'm choosing a guitar, I want to hear how that thing sounds playing chords. And I'm not like a virtuoso guitar player anyway, as you guys can tell. But I do love playing, so. I love the middle position. The beef of that P90 starts coming through. The warmth of it, the fact that it's in the neck. And I was a little bit worried about the placement being as far away from the end of the fretboard as it is to accommodate the truss rod adjustment nut. But honestly, I think it's in the perfect spot because I'm getting a really super nice balance between the bridge and the P90. That's one thing I noticed when I was playing earlier, is I really love the balance. So roll off the volume a little bit and see what happens. Neck. Again, forgive my playing. You know, as far as the guitar goes, it's awesome. Let's crank it up and do some crunch. That's what we're doing, you guys. I love this guitar. I am so happy one of you guys is getting a guitar that I built that actually is capable of sounding like this. You know, it's beautiful. I really love this thing, and I hope whoever wins it does too. Thank you so much for following this build, for subscribing to my channel, for, again, leaving all the killer comments you guys do. So I'm going to go up to the house, get a good night's sleep. I'm going to get up in the morning. My wife's going to pull the name out of the box. I'm going to dump that in the timeline. Then I will release this video and let you guys know who has won this guitar. The winner's got 30 days to contact me via email at sweettguitars@outlook.com. If that does not happen, if I do not receive an email within 30 days, we will draw again until someone comes forward to claim this thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and I hope you continue to come back to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm releasing. If you do, think about hitting that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a few comments, let me know what you think about the channel, let me know what you would like to see me do on the channel. If you've got any questions about building or about anything I've done here on the channel and you want more information about it, please feel free to ask me either in the comments, or you can send me an email to sweettguitars@outlook.com. I will try my best to give you a clear answer as fast as I possibly can. So let's go draw that name, you guys. I'm excited about this. I hope you guys are too. I'll see you in just a minute. All right, everybody, it is time. My wife's on her way back right now. She had to run to town for a few minutes to get a few things. When she gets back, she's going to put her hand in the box, draw a number. Whatever number she draws out of there, I will check my YouTube subscriber list and say she pulls 423. Whatever subscriber 423 is, whoever that is, they're going to be the winner of this guitar. I'm not going to cheat at this. I want this to be fair, so it does not matter to me where you live on this planet. If your number or the number subscriber that you are on my YouTube list, if my wife pulls your number out of that box, you're going to win this guitar. I've already announced that I'm doing another giveaway. I will release a video on October the 2nd discussing how that's going to work. So you guys are going to get another chance. I love doing this so much, and it excites me to give this guitar away. It gets my instruments out into this world. As soon as she gets back here, we'll draw this name, and again, we'll discuss the new giveaway on October 2nd once the Great Guitar Build-Off 2022 is over. This is going to be a regular thing here on my channel. I'm planning on doing at least one guitar giveaway per year, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, you guys, she's back. Let's do this. I'm going to pan down into this little bucket we've picked and let you guys see these numbers being poured into this thing, and then I'll hold it up in the air. My wife's going to draw a number out of this basket. I'll go check it against my subscriber list on YouTube, and we'll find out who's going to win this guitar. Let's do this thing. My wife doesn't want to be on camera, so we're just going to film her hands. All right, here she goes, you guys. She's pouring the numbers into the basket. These are 1 through 875. All right, here we go. Okay. Wow. 488 is the number. I'm going to go check this against my subscriber list. I'll be right back, and we'll announce the winner of this thing. You guys hold tight. It has been decided. Sean Cox is the winner of the Dark Corner build. I have no idea who this guy is. I don't recall seeing any comments from him on my channel. So he's not one of the regular visitors, but he was subscriber 488 on my subscriber list. So Sean Cox, send me an email to sweettguitars@outlook.com. I need your shipping address, and we will discuss how this is going to go. I'll get this guitar shipped out to you as soon as we get all that worked out. Let me know. Again, that email address is sweettguitars@outlook.com. Sorry to everybody who did not win, but I've already announced I'm doing another giveaway. We'll talk about that on October the 2nd. Good luck to all you guys. We're going to change it up a little bit on this next go around and do the drawing a little bit differently. I'm going to be a little bit more selective the next time we do this. Anyway, you guys don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Congratulations to Sean Cox, the winner of the Dark Corner build. I'll see you guys on the next video, and until then, peace and love.